Hello! Today we will show you how to deal with simple but frequent action. It's direct attack. We have a lot of examples of using direct attacks in historical manuscripts. Fencing masters very often shown simple attacks and methods how to counter them. We can say that it's a base of all fencing. It's not easy to hit experienced fencer with a direct attack. However, we need to improve that action all the time. Without creating the real threat in first intention, it will be impossible to use more complicated actions, like feints or renewed attacks. So, always remember about several rules of good direct attack. First, don't forget about preparational movements, which will distract your opponent and hide your intentions. Second, shorten the distance. Third, start your attack with the movement of the arm and finish it with full explosiveness with arms and legs. So, how to beat the opponent who uses direct attack? First, defense with a distance. Good footwork and controlling the distance is the best way to avoid the opponent's blow. You are protected by hit from every direction. Very important is to control the distance all the time. If your opponent performs longer attack, you need to execute longer defense with a footwork. After successful defense, you can hit your opponent with cut or thrust. We've shown how to beat the opponent who defends with a distance in our previous videos. Second, parry riposte. Controversial topic in historical fencing. Some of the people claim that it wasn't used in medieval swordsmanship. We not only believe that parries were used, but also have sources to prove it. Crown or finestra used in Fiora dei Libri treatise are typical parries. Of course, it can be used in different way. It can be static, to bind the opponent's blade, which enables the transition to grappling. Parry can be also dynamic, to deflect the opponent's sword and make the riposte easier and safer. If you want to perform good parry riposte, your parry should be strong and dynamic. Remember to defend yourself with stronger part of the blade, so from the crossguard to about half of the blade's length. That action will be even more effective if you will perform it with step backward. That step will make the defense easier because you will be further from the opponent. Step backward is also very useful when your opponent tries to feint. When your opponent finishes his attack and touches your parry, perform immediate riposte. We've shown how to beat the opponent who defends with parry ripostes in our previous videos. Third, counter-attack. If you decide to counter-attack, be sure that you choose proper distance and momentum. Otherwise, both you and your opponent will get a hit. The best way is to counter-attack in opponent's mistake. It can be confuse of the distance or wide movement of the sword during the attack. In the first case, wait for the opponent's approach and thrust him dynamically. You don't need the long lunge because the adversary will short the distance himself. But don't forget about opposition. Opponent's sword is still a threat, so you need to cover yourself with a crossguard. Second way is safer. When your opponent attacks with wide movement, hit him in his arm and retreat in the same moment. Distance will protect you against the afterblow. He will be alive, but injured and bleeding, so you will have an opportunity to end him rightly. In previous video, we've shown several methods how to beat the opponent who uses counter-attacks. Fourth, grappling. Last way is catching the opponent's swords or arms. At first, you have to defend his attack. You can do it with a parry or performing counter-attack with transition to the clinch. In that particular moment, opponent's blade is motionless, so you can grab it safely. You need to act quickly before he will take his sword away or try to hit again. When you control the opponent's sword, you can finish him with cut or thrust or try any disarm. It's maybe not the easiest way to defeat your adversary, but you can be sure that Master Fiore would appreciate that. That's all for today. Check that actions during your trainings and sparrings and let us know if you like it. If you want to know more about historical fencing, check our Patreon to be up to date with the newest videos. Regards.